Why? What I want to know is why weren't we invited to be the official videographers of the wedding? You know.
Listen, you do. Fuck,
You don't know what we do.
I want to say something, but like, I don't want to be insulting. But you know what they say: you do weddings on the way down, not on the way up. Okay?
I mean, I'm just glad it was him that said it and not me.
I insulted half my friends. They're all videographers, man. My best friends are videographers.
We insulted ours as well, so that's fantastic. Thank you. Cool. Yeah.
How about everybody else? I want to hear it one more time. Portuguese people, if you're Portuguese and you're proud, make some noise. If you're not Portuguese, I want to hear you make some noise. It's okay, it's not your fault. We're gonna have a nice time today. My name is Mario Vasconcelos. Yes, hey, I don't need a parakeet, querida. You be quiet. I talk, you listen, okay? Now, if you don't speak Portuguese, it's okay. We still love you. And you're gonna learn a couple of things today. Just the basics, if you don't already know. Bom dia means hello. Va pra casa, go home. If you see a nice old lady, you want to say have a nice day, you say vai pro c****. They love that, the old ladies. Trust me, guys. If you don't speak Portuguese, say that. Now, I talked to the bride and the groom. They said this side over here is the bride side of the family. Bride side, this half. I want to hear you. Make some noise, bride. Bride side. This side is the groom side. I want to hear you make some noise. Groom side. Opa. There we go.
Actually, you're not allowed to have a beanie at a wedding, right? I was actually going to bring a suit. I thought about it, but I'm traveling with a baby and a wife, you know. So that means that I got very little space in my bag. But I'm very excited. Those of you who don't know, this is a comedy show from the Portuguese Kids. And these guys, they do this wedding, right? So it's like a fake wedding where we can all come and enjoy a typical Portuguese wedding with some funny moments. So today we're celebrating this, and we kind of want to show you a little bit about what it's like. We don't want to give anything away because we want you guys to go to the show and to check it out. Before we start, I want to say thank you to everyone from PCCM because they're right here so they can see me, for hosting this place and for this amazing party. So yeah, without any further ado, let's kickstart the wedding. Yeah? You ready, Andre? Let's go.
My name is Derrick DeMelo. I am from Fall River, Massachusetts. My parents are Azorean. They're from Santa Maria. Both my parents are Santa Maria. And I grew up as the first generation child of an immigrant in a very unique upbringing, Fall River. I think the whole area is very unique in its Portuguese-ness. So I felt more Portuguese than anything else growing up. So yeah, I loved it so much that I made it my career. I'm also a comedian, and I do a lot of comedy about growing up as a child of an immigrant.
Yeah, so I was born in Fall River, Massachusetts, right in the armpit of Massachusetts. If you look at the map, we're right here, under the bros, right in the pit. But no, yeah, I grew up in Fall River, Mass. My parents are from the Azores, os Açores, from São Miguel. Mom is from Água Retorta, from Puvação. Dad's from Capelas on the other side of the island. But they both met in Fall River. But that's my background growing up. We grew up in Fall River, which is very heavily populated with Portuguese, especially from the Açores. I even make a joke that my mom's village, half of her freguesia lives in Fall River. There's different freguesias, and we just happen to be in one little part in Fall River. So that's my story there, growing up there. And yeah, that's my little Portugal, I guess you could say. Fall River has always been considered that, like a Portuguese little Mecca.
Like living in a community, you know, it was like a freguesia that left, you know, the Azores or Portugal and just kind of like reformed in just a different location. So everywhere I went, I think I I recognize more Portuguese things than not, you know, from the bakeries to the stores, everything. So it was very influential. Being Portuguese was very influential on my upbringing, especially with the food and, you know, the traditions, you know. I think a lot of Portuguese people are socially conservative, and that's rubbed off on us as kids, you know. You couldn't swear in front of your parents, you couldn't say, you know, couldn't talk bad about people, you're worried about the malo. It was just a lot of these funny things that wound up really just sticking with me, and turns out years later, a lot of people agree, because when we do our shows, that's the first thing they say to us is, you know, I thought I was the only one, but no, we're all together in this. We're all together in this.
You know, we were very much involved in a lot of the community activities within the Portuguese community. And I think it was important for us because our parents immigrated here in the 70s where technology wasn't so abundant. So they couldn't, like, you know, when there was a festa going on in the old country, there was no news. You had to pay to call. So it wasn't like they couldn't get the stuff that they were used to. So they carried that here. And I think that's, you know, one of the things that I love about the story of our parents who immigrated was that they brought these traditions with them because they couldn't see it so much there, and they were like, well, we'll just have it here. And the community was involved, and it kept us connected to the traditions of the past. Because now as we get older, you know, we see comments online like, oh, we don't really do that anymore. And it's sad because it's like, we still do that. And it's too bad you guys don't either, because it's such a part of an older history of Portugal, and that, you know, the things that we hold on to and the things that we celebrate as a community. Because it's like that one simple thing, like a festa, that can bring everyone together for one day, and we can have a laugh, talk bad about football, and you know, do it again the next day.
Now we're gonna have Sr. Padre come out here. Now, of course, Portuguese wedding, we asked to have a Portuguese priest, but what happened was Father Madeira, you guys know Father Madeira? What happened was he had too much of the blood of Christ, okay? Ficou tunting, and he dropped a baby during the baptism, coitado. The baby's okay, and he's on vacation. That's all that matters, okay? He's taking some time off. Too much vinho, okay? But not tonight. That's okay. You can drink all the vinho you want, okay? How do you say your name?
Papadopoulos. Papadopoulos in Greek.
Oh, you Greek? Okay, everybody say hi to Father Papsid.
Yes.
Papsid, Father Papsid.
Papadopoulos.
Yeah?
Not Papsid.
Papa Smurf, okay.
Papadopoulos.
I grew up thinking my parents were dirt poor, you know, and then you realize that it's just that's how they live, because that's what they're used to. And so we learned to live with a little, even though we could have gone to McDonald's. We didn't. It was a treat when we went to Mecca King, as my mother would say, because it was all about, we were here for a reason. It was to work, to get money. I think before they realized, okay, the future for our children, it was more about, we're here to just eke by, because that's what they're used to. They just used to surviving. And so the frugalness is one stereotype.
I'm part of the group, the Portuguese Kids, as you know, and when we tour, we have a lot of fans who aren't Portuguese, but they grew up with Portuguese people. So like, I never had a vovó or vovô, but like my next door neighbor Luis did. And I used to go there and eat, and you know, and my clothes would smell like food, and they would tell stories like they were us, you know. So I think that's a beautiful thing about the immigrant story, is it's a broader story of Portugal, you know. Like, you have your mainland, you have your island, and then like you have the people here that brought it over here on this side of the world, or that side of the world in Australia or in London. Like, the traditions are still there. Portugal is still breathing and living and being introduced to other people that aren't Portuguese, you know.
Thank you.
Oh, respect that up on. Hey, Anita, I'm sorry. We don't have the priest all day. You tell this part.
Dad.
You put your hash on Facebook. Put it on Facebook.
I wrote back on purpose so I could see it.
What is important is that you wake me up every morning and you help me get ready for work. You make breakfast and lunch for us. You make the bed and you put back all 15 pillows. You iron my quackage. You clean the house. And you cook us dinner, all while working a full-time job. And this helped me realize something.
Yeah. that the Portuguese women do everything and the guys are lazy.
The Portuguese Kids comedy group, that really started picking up in like 1998. That was like around that time. We just graduated high school. And we started a comedy group. Me and Derrick were always into comedy, and it was like local like comedy troupes. Like, you know, obviously we had Saturday Night Live, and there were some older groups like The State, Kids in the Hall, which were very popular in Canada. So there were a lot of like comedy troupes that we were into, and we were like, oh, I want to do this style comedy. And it started off with just like regular comedy, just plain everyday things. But then we had this one bit we called Portuguese-American.
When we got to Boston, we realized, oh my God, there's so much competition. There's so many people that are doing this. And when we were younger, we were doing this public access television show. And every so often, we threw in a little sketch about being Portuguese. And every time we did that, somebody would come up to us and like that saw the public access TV show. It was a horrible show. But they would say, that Portuguese stuff you guys did, that was pretty good.
Based on true stories of myself, but basically, I got into a car accident and my dad just didn't believe that it wasn't my fault. I hit a deer, you know, I just totaled my car, but he just wouldn't believe it. But we do it, so we would show an American family, son comes home, he's like, Dad, I just got in a car accident, and the dad's like, oh my God, are you okay? Let's go to the hospital, blah, blah, blah. Then we did the Portuguese side, and it was like the dad just flipping out. Tavas brincando com o rádio, you were playing with the radio, what? And just like flipping out about the price of the car. And it was just that one little bit that we put up there with all the other ones that really picked up a lot with like fans in the area.
And it was in those moments that we started thinking, oh, these people really like that. And then we started thinking, there's really not a lot of people doing, from our generation, comedy about growing up Portuguese. And then as the internet started to kind of explode, we started realizing we saw a lot of people do Italian diaspora stuff, like, you know, growing up as an ethnic Italian, growing up as Latino or Mexican, and we were like, wait, there's just nothing for us, especially in that time. It was 2004.
Oh, shit, I paid all this money. I paid all this money, querida. What for what? Hoje o MP3, o MP3s, o Spotify. Ah, tá bom, tá bom.
Oh my God, he has big holes in his quackers. When he farts, it whistles.
Everybody knows this, huh? Me, your filha.
Oh, Daddy loves you so much. You're always gonna be special in my coração. I love you.
I'm always going to be here.
Oh, let's give a big round of applause, huh?
Thank you, thank you.
Beautiful moments.
Just got a little bit of talking. The ticket comes with food and talking. But what can you say? Gossiping, Portuguese gossip, I guess. Anyway, there's always a little bit of drama at a Portuguese wedding. For those of you who know, I know in South Africa when I grew up, we'd have these big weddings and there was always stories. I think part of it is that the actual people from the wedding are always a little bit kind of worried about what could go wrong, who could say what, and these kinds of things at the wedding, like people walking in front of the videographers, right? But anyway, it comes with great food. We had some great caldo verde with a show. There's a whole lot of drama, some very funny jokes. I think that today's going to be a very, very fun day, and this is a great idea. This is an absolutely fantastic idea. Well done, guys. We're going to dig in. Hey, you hungry, Andre? Tens fome, c******.
There was a local comedy group or comedy production in the United States that was doing a show called My Big Fat Italian Wedding. And it was just a dinner interactive show, and it was like, you know, the groomsmen, the bride, there was a nana who was the avó, and it was so old school, classic, and silly. And I was like, wow, there should be a Portuguese version of this. And then a year or two later, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, the movie, I think that was the title, came out, and we're like, okay, this is a sign that we should have a Portuguese version. So we, did some writing, and the idea was to show the classic old school Portuguese weddings that like you really don't see anymore, right? So you have, ours consist of, we have a groom and a bride, we have groomsmen, the bridesmaids who are a little, I wouldn't say crazy, but they're a little more vocal, self-centered maybe. And then we have the parents who are complaining about the price of why are the lights all on, who's paying for this? The mom's complaining that everything that she wanted done in the wedding wasn't done, because that's usually how it goes, right? You're getting married, your mom wants you to invite the third and fourth cousins you haven't seen since the last funeral. So a lot of that has a classic feel to it. And that's, for us, it's like those traditional weddings that we probably don't go to anymore. You can come to this now.
Our last tour we just did was the best numbers we've ever had in 21 years. So it's hard to say I'll retire one day when people still come to our shows to still connect. So I guess, I'm gonna keep going until, no one buys tickets anymore and no one watches the videos, And I think now we've become part of people's lives.
It's a way for folks to just enjoy those like silly old weddings that they probably didn't go to. And then the music, we have like, there's regular, classic wedding songs, but then we have classic timba or popular Portuguese songs. So it's like a lot of like old school songs that we don't, you don't hear at weddings anymore. So you just come and dance, but no midnight buffet. Canada loves midnight buffets. I don't have money like that, I'm sorry.
We keep creating these new ideas and people keep responding to it. So, our future is more comedy, but in the near future, it's so much work. We're doing the TV show and the tour, and now we're doing this other fun show, My Big Fat Portuguese Wedding. So basically I don't sleep, and we're always tired, but you know what? As my Portuguese landlord, José, would say, ex-cat.
Okay, what?
Ex-cat, it's the Fall River, it's what you want. Yes, but I'm saying Fall River style, ex-cat, yeah. Fall River Portuguese.
This way, here. 1, 2, 3, step. 1, 2, 3, step. 1, 2, 3, step. Go now. The chicken dance. Come on, everybody. Let's go. Come on. You know what it is.
We've had the absolute best time here in Toronto. It's been amazing, right? This was a hell of a party. It's still a hell of a party. So if you guys haven't been to a Portuguese wedding in a while, you want to make sure to check out the Portuguese Kids. They throw one hell of a party. Thank you again to PCCM, who's once again right here. Look at us filming this. So thank you everyone at PCCM, Ricardo, George, Nancy, Andre or Andrew, everybody at the club. You guys have been awesome. Or everyone that we interviewed, the guys that helped us out, the guys that we didn't see, Liz, we didn't get to see you, I'm sorry. We didn't get to see Alana, we didn't get to see, who else? Bella, Jamie, hopefully if we don't see you on Tuesday. So to all of the guys that we haven't seen, I'm sorry we couldn't, we were very, very busy here in Canada. I hope you guys enjoy all the videos, and I guess until next time, Andre, let's hit the road. Let's hit the road and go back to Madeira and take off all these layers. Yeah, hey? I got layers everywhere. Look at this guy. I want to stick around and have a drink with Ricardo.